Everyone, it's KIREI here for Hey Little Magpie and Happy New Year to you all. This is my very first layout for 2026 and I'm using the Simple Stories, Simple Vintage Flannel Season collection, which I have already used. I've made a few layouts with it towards the end of the last year and I've really liked it. And I thought I would keep going with at least one more layout. So I have got two of the pattern papers here. I'm using the Bundle Up, which is the one with the winter houses on, and Winter Joys, which is the green. And I'm just basically cutting a few strips here. I'm just figuring out my sizing as I go. And I'm just going to create almost like a design going straight across the layout. And then I'm going to add embellishment clusters at the top and the bottom, almost going diagonally, to be honest. So I've also brought in the red. That's the opposite side to the winter houses one. I just wanted to get some pops of the red in. And then I've got my 7 small photos here, and I will just check the sizing for you. What are they? They are about 1 3/4 inches by 2.5 inches with that white border. And I print those on the Canon selfie, and they are 4 up on the Canon selfie with borders. Okay, so I started sticking my photos in a straight strip, but once I did it, I decided I didn't want to do that, and I would do them. I just mount them all individually and add them like I have now. So they are all stuck down. I've added foam pads to the top just to get some dimension. And then, then they're stuck down. All the edges of the pattern papers and the photos are distressed. Now, I am also using the fabulous Hey Little Magpie January embellishment kit, and there's loads of really great embellishments in there. I've got this really cute pom-pom trim, which obviously I had to use on my wintry layout. There are charms, there are wooden pieces, there are fabric elements. Yeah, there's loads. Anyway, you'll see I'm using more as I go through the layout. Another one is the a wonderful title, which is Winter Walk. They're really beautifully etched, so give really lovely detail. So I have pulled out embellishments from the 2 ephemera packs. So I've got the floral bits and the bits and pieces packs, and I'm just sort of using the flowers as a bit of a base and the pine cones, and then just adding in a few different sort of wintry icons. I've got the mittens down there. I've got that little mug at the top. Now, actually, that doesn't make the grade in the end. I've got the deer, also doesn't make the grade. But anyway, you can see what I'm doing. I'm really just playing around right now with what I've got, figuring out the sort of design and how things are going to look. And then once I'm happy, I will pull it all off and start to stick things down. So yeah. It's really all about layering and sort of tucking elements in for me right now. Now, here we go. Here's some more of the embellishments. So I've got the little wooden words there that says warm and cozy. I've got a couple of the acrylic snowflakes. They're sort of softly etched. What else have I got? Oh, the little fabric stars. Actually, they're like a glitter fabric star. I've got a few of those. I've got the little snowflake silver charm there that I've got on the layout, but I don't actually add it in the end. I just couldn't make it work, so that's okay. Okay, so I think I'm sort of happy, so I can start to get things stuck down. So these are just some word phrases from the ephemera. So that one, the red one, is bundle up. Got 2 flowers I'm just sticking down, and again you will see that I'm sticking using glue just in the center of my flowers. I'm not going right to the edges because I want to be able to curve up those leaves and the petals, and I'll do that with all of my ephemera effectively. Nothing's completely stuck flat. Then I've got my bow here, and I've just added some foam pads at the top, and then I've curved the string, the sort of bottom parts of the bow, so that actually curves up. So I'm only adding a little bit of glue at the bottom. Same with the mittens that I've done that as well. And what have I got here? So I've got another one. This one says Winter Days from the ephemera, and again, raising that up on foam pads. I so like to add sort of texture and dimension to my layouts. So, adding foam pads to things to get that sort of dimension, and then tucking things in to create extra layers, and then adding different types of embellishments. So like the glitter fabric stars, I'm just tucking in here. I've got sort of a pale bluey green, there's a silver, and then there's a white one that I will add on. All of that just adds different elements of texture. So rather than just being, cardstock ephemera and cardstock stickers, you've got different feel to it with the pom pom trim and those sorts of things. Okay, so I've got the bottom section pretty much done. I'm now figuring out the top. I'm trying to remember where I was putting this floral piece, and I've got this fabulous large white fabric snowflake. It's like a patch that was also in the embellishment kit. And you can find all the details for the Hey Little Magpie embellishment kits on the website. If you go over there, you can subscribe, and there's like a monthly subscription, and you'll get one of these every month to your door with all these fabulous extra bits and pieces. And I love them because I go back, I dig into them and find, bits and pieces that I can add into a layout. And there is also a really good deal if you pay up front for, I think, 6 months and 12 months as well. Okay, so I'm getting here's the little acrylic snowflakes. I'm just getting those stuck down, the star at the top. Yeah, so last bits and pieces, I'm raising up those ephemera snowflakes just on foam pads. And yeah, and then I'm nearly done. What I will say is I will add my journaling off camera, and I do add to my title. At the moment, it says Winter Walk, but I mean, there are other pictures in there, so I decided to add to it. Oh, this little red bird is from the cardstock sticker sheet, and I just wanted to add a little bit more red into that top cluster. So, yeah. Yeah, so I added to my title, and I pulled out the Doodlebug alphabet soup puffy alphas in beetle black. And I do add, so it says a winter walk and more, because I felt like, it wasn't just a winter walk. It's, our dinner. It was a pre-Christmas catch up with my brother-in-law and his wife and my father-in-law, because my brother-in-law and that, they would be away. So we weren't going to see them at Christmas. So we just went over to see them. So yeah, bringing in some little Hey Little Magpie enamel dots. They're the glitter ones in Adventure, and I'm just using them in a very sort of soft, frosty, bluey green, just tucking a few of those in there. And then I'm almost done, I think. What else have I done? I know what I'm doing. Yes, I add some white splatters. So just some acrylic paint here, just slightly watered down, and just some white splatters over my embellishment clusters. And then I'm done. So yeah, simple story, simple vintage flannel season collection. It's really lovely and perfect for those wintry layouts. So yeah, here's the close-ups, and you will see all the details of the collection as well as the fabulous embellishments from the Hey Little Magpie kit. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.